Welcome to BaseballGuys.com. I'm your host, as always, on Around the Horn, Ray Flowers. Pat Burrell, a name that was left for dead a while ago. Giants are glad they picked him up and took a chance on the slugger who plays left field. Now, Burrell hit 2 home runs today. He was a massive part of the Giants' win over the Cubs, including a grand slam. He's been really hot of late. His last 11 games, he's hitting .389 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. Not great on defense, but he's a great guy in the clubhouse, and he's providing all kinds of power, just what the Giants need in support of that awesome pitching staff. Now, on the other side of the field, Starlin Castro, the young middle infielder for the Cubs, had yet another terrific day. He had 4 more hits today. He's now batting .407 over his last 26 games played. Still not offering anything in the power department. He's not really stealing any bases. Despite the great batting average of .320 on the year, his on-base percentage is still only in the 360s because he doesn't take a lot of walks. Still not scoring a lot of runs either. But if you need help in the batting average category, .320 on the season, and again, .407 since the All-Star break, Starlin Castro, he's on fire right now for the Cubbies. Jose Bautista, you want to talk about a guy who's on fire? How about Jose flipping Bautista? I think that's the new nickname I'm going to give for this guy. He went deep yet again today. He's got 36 home runs. Remember, he never had more than 16 home runs in a single season. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the last 3 years he's hit 43 home runs. Again, this year he's got 36. You can do the math there. He has been bonkers since the All-Star break, and in fact, since the All-Star break, he leads all of baseball in home runs, RBIs, extra base hits, slugging percentage, and total bases. No, it's not Albert Pujols. I'm talking about Jose Bautista. It's going to end at some point, whether it's this season or next. He simply cannot continue to do what he's done. Of course, all the pundits would have said the exact same thing, including myself 3 months ago. Maybe he rides it out for the entirety of the season. If he does, he's going to have some tremendous numbers, but be very wary about selecting him too early in 2011. He's got no chance of repeating what we've seen from him this year. Got Casey McGehee, another player who's on fire. What's Casey McGehee done? Well, he was hot at the start of the year, was really good, driving in all kinds of runs the first month and a half of the season. Then he slumped. He's back to hitting now. In the month of August, he's batting .395. He's got 4 bombs, knocked in 15 runs. At this point, he's been more productive than a third baseman like Pablo Sandoval, who's probably a top 30 pick in a lot of drafts. Casey McGehee, when was he taken? 15th round. Excellent value this year. I do think he's played a little bit over his head if you look at his numbers for the totality of the season, but you can't argue with the production. He has been an excellent buy for all those people that took a chance on him back on draft day. A couple of injured pitchers of note, Andy Pettitte and Kevin Slowey. Now, Kevin Slowey had a start push back. He had some issues with his elbow. He threw on the side today. Everything looks good. He's looking very fine right now at this point, not having any after effects with the elbow. He's in line to pitch on Sunday and should be good to go for the Twins. For the Yankees, Andy Pettitte, the news isn't so good. Pettitte had been doing very well in his recovery from a groin injury, but he hit a speed bump today on Thursday. Wasn't able to throw in his simulated game. Yankees are now hopeful he'll be able to do that on Friday to throw a simulated game. You know, they're going to have to be very careful, obviously, because of the tightness he felt today when he was trying to get loose for that outing. Probably still looking at, at least 10 days before we can see him back. He's probably going to need at least 1 or 2 starts in the minors once he is healthy enough to return to get his pitch count up. Probably looking at late August, early September for Pettitte really being back up to speed for the Yankees. Shane Victorino, he's back. He's back a day earlier than expected. The club was thought to be bringing him back off that left side issue tomorrow. They brought him back on Thursday. What does this mean? Well, he didn't start today, but he should start tomorrow for the club. Obviously, Raul Ibanez's 18-game hitting streak, he's going to be in the lineup. Jason Worth hitting well over .350 in the second half of in the month. He's going to have to be in the lineup. So what does that mean about Dominic Brown? It means Dominic Brown's probably going to the minor leagues, folks. Dominic Brown, when Ross Glode is back over his groin issue, will probably be demoted. The team will, I'm sure, call him back up in the month of September to see, if they can get him some looks then. Luminous future for Brown, but not a guy you want to count on at the moment. Doesn't look like he's going to be with the big league club for much longer. And finally, Chipper Jones. Really, really sad news with Chipper Jones. One of the greatest switch hitters in the history of baseball. He tore his ACL. Well, he may not have tore it, but he severely stretched the ligaments. He's going to have ACL surgery at the least. His season is over. Is this a career for Chipper Jones? That's debatable. We don't really know the news on that at this point. He's probably going to have the surgery and then I guess just determine how his body responds. Started off really slowly the year, has come on quite a bit of late, showing he can still be effective at the major league level. And again, it's not hyperbole when I say Chipper Jones is one of the greatest switch hitters who ever lived. Here's some stats real quick. Second all-time among switch hitters in batting average, third in home runs, third in RBIs, third in OPS, 4th in on-base percentage and 9th in runs scored amongst switch hitters in baseball history. You got to put him up there with guys like Pete Rose, Eddie Murray, Mickey Mantle. Chipper Jones belongs in that top 5. I'm Ray Flowers at BaseballGuys.com. Don't forget to visit me at BaseballGuys.com's Twitter site, which is twitter.com/BaseballGuys, for all your baseball knowledge.